In the 1st century, King Herod controlled Judea through sheer force. He commanded a heavy military presence and held his territory from behind massive stone fortifications. When ancient texts prophesied the arrival of a new king of the Jews, Herod interpreted it strictly as a political threat. He saw an emerging rival dynasty that required immediate elimination. His paranoia found a target when a group of foreign scholars, the Magi, arrived in Jerusalem. By publicly asking for directions to the child, they inadvertently handed the monarch exactly the intelligence he needed. Herod played the diplomat. He told the scholars to find the infant so he could go and worship him too, while privately preparing to send assassins. The plan collapsed when the Magi received an angelic warning in a dream. They packed up and bypassed Jerusalem entirely, slipping out of the country through a different route. With the scholars gone, Mary and Joseph were left completely exposed. They were trapped inside the tightly packed streets of Bethlehem, unaware that heavily armed soldiers would soon be looking for them. The collision of state paranoia and ancient prophecy turned an impoverished child into the prime target of a militarized regime. That same night, an angel appeared to Joseph with a stark directive: take the child and flee to Egypt. Joseph woke his family, gathered whatever they could carry, and initiated an immediate evacuation before sunrise. Executing a sudden international relocation requires serious capital. A rural carpenter does not naturally possess the funds to cross a desert and establish a new life in a foreign country. This visualization maps out the exact logistical value of the Magi's offerings. The gold, frankincense, and myrrh were highly liquid commodities that translated directly into travel rations, border tolls, and housing costs. By liquidating those gifts, Joseph secured the necessary cash flow. The wealth of foreign scholars bridged the gap between an angelic command to run and the physical reality of surviving the road. The divine provision took the form of measurable, practical assets that funded their successful escape. Their route out of danger started here, in the rocky highlands around Bethlehem. Heading south toward the Egyptian border meant stepping off the map. They left behind their support network to cross a massive, unpoliced expanse. The family had to conquer miles of arid rock and extreme heat entirely on foot, turning mere travel into an active battle against the elements. They ultimately reached the safety of the monuments of Egypt. Displaced and anonymous, they blended into a foreign empire, completely outside Herod's jurisdiction. Back in Judea, Herod recognized that his target had vanished. In retaliation, he deployed soldiers to massacre every male child 2 years old and under in the vicinity of Bethlehem. That slaughter confirms the brutal necessity of Joseph's midnight flight. They executed a precise tactical retreat against a monarch who readily used mass atrocities to secure his throne. The geopolitical map fractured again when King Herod died. His passing left a volatile power vacuum across Judea. Down in Egypt, Joseph received a second angelic message. The men seeking the child's life were dead, signaling the primary assassination threat was neutralized. The family gathered their belongings and began the long walk back toward Israel, expecting to rebuild their lives in Bethlehem. As they approached the border, Joseph intercepted critical intelligence. Herod's son Archelaus had seized control of the region, and he maintained power with the same ruthless violence as his father. Walking back into Judea meant walking back into a war zone. Joseph received one final divine warning in a dream, instructing him to abandon their original destination. They executed a hard geographical pivot, trading the militarized risk for political insignificance. The survival of the Holy Family required a precise intersection of moving parts. Divine navigational intelligence perfectly aligned with immediate human resilience to outmaneuver the greatest political...
Brothers and sisters, please do a small favor. Make sure to like the video and write a lovely comment. Keep Sujan alive.